Please. I want more. You guys saw what I did there. Peasant joke. What's going on, everybody? Alright, so we all know that the PS4 Pro doesn't actually output to 4K. If anything, the majority of the games will end up rendering at 30 frames per second up to 60 frames per second at 1080p, and then the PS4 Pro upconverts or upscales to 4K resolution to display on your TV. So when we took a look at exactly what we can put together in an affordable package, so under $600, to not only compete with the PS4 Pro, we didn't want something that would be able to render out at 4K resolutions. Instead, we wanted to go with something that could render out at 1080p and then we can upscale to 4K. So it's an apples to apples comparison and also makes it a little more efficient on the budget. So let's go take a look and see exactly what we have planned. When starting the building process, we wanted to select key budget-conscious value products. And please keep in mind that while building this in Canada in Canadian dollars, that means a net 30% difference in value for our American or European friends. Still, with that in mind, looking to match and beat the PS4 Pro console in performance here, we got a great mix of components. Looking at an AMD A-series APU, we used the A8 7600, but you can get away with the A8 7650 around the same cost. Motherboard, we opted for the ASUS A68HM, which is a great value board for an inexpensive APU gaming system. For RAM, we went for a single stick of 8GB DDR3. The GPU is the ASUS Dual RX 460, a proven entry-level 1080p gaming card, and for storage we opted for the 128GB ADATA SU800 SSD, but with some wiggle room you can get away with the 1TB hard drive in this budget easily. For case, we're rocking the Deepcool Tesseract SI mid-tower because of its bundled PSU, but within the same budget range you can grab a great combo from Corsair as well, so link is in the description. But what I loved about the Tesseract is the airflow. There's so much available from it here, with the front panel made completely out of mesh and the included PSU and a decently appointed I/O featuring USB 3. Alright guys, so enough talking about the components, let's get building. It's a really simple rig to put together, and with the budget, we ended up with a really clean looking system with great airflow. So we know that this looks great, but let's find out how it does in game. BF1 really showed the difference between the consoles and PC, all running at 30 frames per second. The visual differences are pretty outstanding, especially when it comes to distance rendering. With this $600 gaming PC, we can get away with an average of 48 FPS, which isn't bad when you look at the competition and barely manage 30 FPS with limited visual quality at the same cost. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare tells a really similar story, with the PC making great visual headroom in comparison to consoles. The performance results here were great as well too, showing how optimized this game is for the PC, rocking an average 46 frames per second at Ultra 1080p. Far Cry 4 is a little bit older, but this game really makes great use of GPU shaders. I mean, just look at the differences in the clothing and the hair. The difference is huge. At Ultra, we're able to maintain an average of 31 FPS, but the minimums do seem to suffer a little bit, so adjusting to high settings would render much better performance, but claw back just a little bit on the visual differences. Star Wars Battlefront was a lot of fun both on PC and console, but like BF1, we see that the GPU is able to render out significantly more detail than the console competition. It does so while maintaining a strong frames per second result of 36 FPS on average. Alright guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this type of content, and let us know what type of builds you want us to do in the future. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification button if you want to be one of the first in the world to be notified of exactly when our videos go live. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in and spending a little bit of time of your day with us. We'll see you a little bit later on this week. We got one more video left and then we got a whole new week coming. Yes, that's right, Ollie Bear. More videos. Alright guys, thanks a lot for tuning in and we'll see you in the next one. Hey, Baboop. What? Oh, right, Baboop. Right, buddy? Hey? Hey? You a good boy? Yeah.